If he are we just puppets in the hands of God, sir?
So does God have a fixed plan for all of us? Are we puppets in the hands of God? So now, if you see, look at the universe, right? The entire universe. The entire universe, to start with, what was there in the universe? Before the Big Bang?
I don't know, space, emptiness.
Okay, the entire universe was in a subtle form or causal form, in the idea form, in the mind of God. So gradually, that idea is becoming more and more grosser. It appears from the causal form, it appears more and more and more and more grosser. So energy, it became energy. Energy became subatomic particles. Subatomic particles became particles. Then it organized into elements. Then it organized into living forms. Living forms started with the basic 5 elements came into picture. The space, wind, fire, water, and earth, which is non-living. Then living beings started coming into water. Then become amphibians. Then became plants. Then became human beings. Okay. So do you see a progression, a systematic progression is happening? From nothingness to inert matter, nothingness to subatomic particles, atoms, molecules, living being, plants, living beings, and human beings. Is there a gradual movement? Is this a plan or is it a random?
I don't know. I don't know.
So in randomness, can anything organized activity happen? Randomness always leads to chaos.
Yeah.
So can chaos lead to order?
No.
So is there order? You can, do you see the order in the universe?
Yeah.
Is there order in the whole galaxy?
Yeah.
All stars, planets, galaxies, everything is moving in proper order.
Yeah.
There's no traffic cop there, traffic police there, then traffic jam.
No.
Everything is happening with order, no?
Yeah.
And the order requires intelligence, no?
Yeah.
Intelligence requires consciousness, no?
Yeah.
That's God. The total order is there. It's not chaotic. There's an order at the galaxy level. Is there an order in the earth? The summer, winter, rainy season, is there an order? Is there an order in the biological order? Plants, herbivorous plants, human beings, is there an order there? Does order require intelligence or is it chaos or it's randomness? Can randomness give order?
No.
Okay, that order requires a consciousness and intelligence. That's God. Okay, so now even living beings also getting organized from smaller to larger, more complex organizations. Human beings more evolved. So there's an organization taking place. Progressive organization matter is taking place. From energy to subatomic particle to grosser matter. So this is a plan which unfolds. So that's why, what is the plan of God? The God also has a plan. The plan of God is God sleeps in matter, sleeps. That means God is not conscious in matter. God dreams in the plants, semi-conscious. God starts moving in the animals. God starts knowing himself in human beings. God recognizes himself in the enlightened beings. So it's a progressively God becoming aware of himself through human beings and enlightened beings is the plan. Through matter, God is becoming aware of himself. He becomes aware of himself fully in the enlightened being, Gnani. So God sleeps in the stone, dreams in the plants, moves in the animals, starts waking up in human beings, and starts realizing himself in the enlightened beings. Is it a plan or is it random activity?
Yeah, it's a plan, but I don't see the point in God realizing himself. Like, why
It
is the
is,
whole thing needed?
see, there's no point in many things in life. Okay. What is the point of this discussion?
Uh, to solve my questions.
So
To
why should the question be solved? What is the point of having a question itself? Huh? See, everything in nature has some property. Okay, you cannot ask that property. Why that property? For example, the fire has nature of burning. Correct? So the burning is nature of fire. Now you cannot ask why you are burning. You cannot ask the fire. Can you ask? Huh?
you cannot ask.
Can scientists explain me why the fire is burning? Scientists can explain me how the fire is burning, but why the fire is burning? Why you say? There's no answer for a question called how. There's no question answer called how. Why? There's always answer called how. The entire scientific study is about how. It's not about why. You understand? Why the difference between how and why? What is the difference between how and why? The question how is referring to activity. The question why is referring to motivation. Understand? The motivation is a property of conscious. Motivation is the ability of the consciousness. So an artist will paint. So if you ask why you are painting, it's my nature. The nature has a motive. Nature becomes the property. Nature motivates you. Understand? So you cannot ask why artist, why are you painting? You cannot ask why the bird is singing. You can say how the bird is singing, you can say. The consciousness has a property of creativity, infinite creativity. So you cannot ask why creativity is there. All that you can say is there's a creativity. Infinite creativity of consciousness is called Maya. For your question of why, there's never an answer. So if I ask you the question why, then I'll ask you a question, why are you asking the question?
Okay. So it's a property of God to realize God.
It's a property of expression and experiencing. Okay, you cannot ask why. You cannot ask for why in anything life, because why is about motivation. So you may give some answer. Oh, I'm a scientist, I'm asking a question. Then I am asking why you are a scientist. If you keep on asking why, you will reach a dead end. But you can ask what, how, you can answer. There are 6 questions in life. I understand. What, where, why, how, when, and who. Out of this question, only why question, at the root, there is no answer. For other question, you can give answer. Why also you can give answer. Oh, let's say I have asked you a question. Why are you asking the question? You'll say, I'm asking the question because I'm curious. Then I ask why you are curious. That is somewhere it stops. It's a dead end because it reaches consciousness. Are we clear?
Yeah. Okay, so God has planned for everyone. Like it's all planned. Like even what I do next is also planned by God. Like
so, when I say you are God, the answer is to be given by you, no? So you cannot split yourself and say separate from God and say this is the answer, this is the question. For the answer for the question, you have to find yourself, because any other question becomes a hypothesis for you. Any other answer will become hypothesis for you. Find out the God in you instead of wasting time in all this hypothesis. Finding out the God in you is called realization, enlightenment, liberation. Otherwise, you will constantly live in hypothesis. And my answer will not satisfy you because my answer is a hypothesis for you. So the questions which you are asking is existential question, existence, why I exist. The answer has to come from you within, by inner search. For that, there's a method called Vedanta. Vedanta is the science of consciousness. Just like physics, as a physics is a science, chemistry is a science, there's a science of consciousness called Vedanta. How many years you have studied science in your life?
Like starting from first standard. Like
Yeah, how many years?
12, 14.
14 years. After 14 years also, are you able to answer all questions in science?
No.
So 14 years of study is required for you, right? For objective science.
Yeah.
Similarly, a deep study of science of consciousness is required for all of us. It's called Vedanta. It will take years and years of understanding. The Vedanta study involves Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasa, listening to the teachings, contemplation, and meditation. Finally, we'll hit the truth, and that's my truth, my inner reality. That's my connection with God. Are we clear?
Yeah. You asked to find the God within myself, right? Like, how should I go about it? Like, how should I start? Like searching for answers.
Searching for God, you cannot find search for God. If you are able to find search for God, you would have found him now.
Yeah, but I should.
Okay, let me ask you the question. If you are asking for how should I learn science, what do you do?
Listening, reading.
Already a lot of discoveries have been done. You don't have to reinvent the science. Understand? So similarly, a lot of discovery in consciousness happened over 10,000 years. Okay, that discovery is available to us in the form of Vedanta, a huge amount of literary information. Now that Vedanta, you have to study under the guidance of a competent master. Otherwise, you will not understand that. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Then understand what they have discovered, then see whether you can discover that. I say, you don't have to start from scratch. It will it's a lot of effort. Today, can somebody start from science, start discovering scientific truths? It's a body of knowledge is available called Vedanta. Study Vedanta. Vedanta study takes many years of dedicated study, just like your physics, chemistry. Then you listen to it from a realized master, competent master. Then contemplate on the truth and see whether that truth what they have discovered is applicable to me. Do experiment within yourself. That's the way.
Okay.
Did I answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay. What else? Next question.
Yeah, that's it.
You are done with the question. Okay.
Yeah, my next question was, what is the point of life? Like, what's the aim of life? But it's
Okay.
clear now.
No, I'll tell you. Aim of life.